I'm so excited for our football team, our players, coaching staff, support staff. It's been a great year, a long year. Had some ups and downs, but guys came together, believed in each other, had great player ownership, and found a way to play really good football, especially on the road, especially late in the season, being able to get some key road wins, allowing us to stay in the race, and then played a really good TCU team in the Big 12 championship game, and it was a slugfest toe-to-toe, and found a way to get a big-time stop in the goal line stand, 3rd and 4th down, and get a first down and be able to kick a field goal to win the Big 12 championship. It was a goal of ours. It was something that I don't think a lot of people thought that K-State would be in that Big 12 championship game, let alone win it, but our guys always believed that we would and could if we continued to rise up and play to our abilities, and lo and behold, we were able to do that, and excited for the guys. And we're looking forward to coming to New Orleans for the Allstate Sugar Bowl.
Thank you very much, Coach. Once again, for the media, please indicate your desire to ask a question by raising your hand virtually. Once you're called on, you'll be invited to unmute your line and ask your question. Coach, our first question is going to be from Ted Lewis from the New Orleans Advocate.
Yes, Coach, you talk about the excitement of coming down. Yesterday looked like such an emotional game for your team and all. Now you get to turn around and play, as Deuce talked about today on TV, one of the blue bloods of college football. Do you worry about having any problem about getting your team emotionally and physically ready to play in Alabama?
If it were this week, maybe, but we're going to get a good chunk of time where us as coaches are on the road and the guys are away from football for a little bit, to be able to rejuvenate, recharge a little bit, to come back and have a couple of good weeks of preparation that I know our guys will be excited about. A heck of a challenge to play an awesome program like Alabama. So much respect for Coach Saban and what he's done for college football in general. And so I know that when the time comes to lock and load for the game plan and being ready to play, that our guys will be ready. But without a doubt, we need a little bit of time right now.
Our next question is from Landon Reinhardt. Mr. Reinhardt, if you could please let us know what organization you're from before your question.
This is Landon Reinhardt with KSNT 27 News in Topeka. Coach, what's it do to K-State football and Manhattan to play a traditional powerhouse like Alabama?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for our players, for starters, to be able to play a great opponent like Alabama out of the SEC. And, our league is pretty good. I think top to bottom, the Big 12 is still one of the top conferences, and proven out with TCU going to the CFP and us getting a chance to play in one of the New Year's Six Bowls in the Sugar Bowl. And so I think I know our guys, when they saw Alabama come up, they were excited about getting a chance to play one of the traditional powers for decades in college football, especially in the time that Coach Saban's been there. They've won championship after championship, and it'll be a big task for us.
We'll now go to Kellis Robinette from the Wichita Eagle.
Hey, Chris, 2 quick ones for you. First off, just on Alabama, what's kind of your first impressions on what they've done this season? And I also want to know if you had an update on Malik and Echo and how they're doing after yesterday.
Yeah, with regards to Alabama, obviously they had a really good year. Lost a couple games on the last possession or last play, which if not, they'd probably be in the CFP. So it's going to be a great challenge to us. We believe that Echo and Malik will be able to play in the Sugar Bowl. Obviously, if we played in the next 2 weeks, they probably wouldn't. But because we have some time, our reports would indicate that they will be available.
We'll next go to Tim Everson from the Manhattan Mercury. Tim, if you still have a question, Tim.
Hey, Chris, I guess I know you guys got to get home and get to kind of be presented at a halftime of the basketball game last night. Just kind of walk us through the emotions and how cool that was to be able to do that.
Yeah, it was great that our basketball team played at home against Wichita State. They got a big win. Congratulations to Coach Tang and his staff and players for a big win. It was an electric crowd, which I was so excited. Our basketball team deserves that. with the start that they've had, especially with so many people being at AT&T Stadium yesterday. For our kids to walk onto that court and see a packed house, I thought was terrific. Want to also thank Coach Tang, his staff, his players for greeting our guys. We were at the end of the tunnel when they were going into the locker room at halftime, and every one of those coaches and those players of the basketball team were genuinely excited for our guys, high-fiving, hugging, and it just goes to show you how important athletics are and the support that each team has for each other. With all our sports here at K-State, it was a pretty cool and special moment for those guys to take that Big 12 trophy out onto the court last night.
We'll next go to Alec Busey. Alec, if you could please identify yourself with your media outlet and before you ask your question.
Hi, Coach. Alec Bussey, EMA Online. Coach Saban talked about not knowing exactly who's going to be available and not available with the current nature of opt-outs. Can you explain how that maybe alters your preparation a little bit for a game like this?
You know, it's for all of us, to be honest with you. Coach is right. Nobody knows what's going on, what representation are talking to guys, what will happen. I think that's going to play itself out over the next 3 weeks. And so everybody will know probably by that game week or 10 days before who's going to play. But that's the nature of college football right now. And whether or not a guy is going to go and prepare for the draft and not, risk the injury. Those are all personal decisions that everybody has, and we'll take those on our team as they come as well, just like Coach will do with his team, and that's where we're at in college football right now.
We have time for 2 more questions. First one will go to Scott Fritchen. Scott, if you could please let us know what media outlet you're from.
Yeah, Scott Fritchen, K-State Athletics. Coach, I was just curious if you could maybe walk us through the last 24 hours. I know it's been probably pretty interesting for you.
Yeah, we got back and went to the basketball game, and once I left there, I came home and visited with my wife for a little bit and crashed and burned as fast as I could, and got up this morning and we had a lot of meetings with our current staff, just kind of planning out the next week because we're on the road. Out recruiting, and we got official visits next weekend and a little bit of practice and just planning out the whole month of December, really leading up to the Sugar Bowl. So it's been I don't know, somehow it's 4:18 here Central Time, and it's been a busy day, but a good day, a day that we're excited about. Didn't see any of the announcements of the top 4. I kind of knew who the 4 were going to be. Didn't see all the stuff with bowl announcements. We were in meetings literally most of the morning and afternoon. So, but we kind of knew what the plan was.